Hi everyone, I am Yasuko and it's time for Massage Monday. Imagine you're getting a massage, you're nice and relaxed, and all of a sudden the fire alarm goes off or the whole building starts to shake. Today is March 11th, 2019, which is the 8th year anniversary of the magnitude 9 Tohoku earthquake, which resulted in a big tsunami in Japan. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, just Google 311 tsunami or 311 earthquake and you'll see the footages. This week I will cast a question. Are you prepared to evacuate when there's fire or earthquake during massage? Especially if you're pretty much naked on the massage table under the cover. Last year there was a fire at a restaurant in the same complex where I work. I work at a high-end spa where there's a jacuzzi and saunas and people leave their stuff in the locker and they wear a nice robe and the sandals to come to the massage room. When the fire alarm went off, we all had to evacuate. And these poor customers had to evacuate in the robe and sandals with nothing underneath. Lucky if they happened to have cell phone with them, but they couldn't go back in to get their belongings from their lockers. The restaurant next door generously accommodated us in the shade. And some looked very upset, which is totally understandable, while others made the best out of it on an IOU basis while we waited to be allowed back in. I give hundreds of massages every year, and I have quite a few return clients. But there's only one client that comes to the massage room with a Ziploc bag with ID, wallet, cell phone, and keys. Like this. I asked her why, and she told me one day she was in a group class at the gym and there was a fire in the building. And she had to evacuate out of the building on a very cold day and she had nothing but cold, sweaty clothes. And she was freezing outside. Since then, she carries her essentials in case of emergency. And I think it's very smart. Now I carry my stuff with me too when the massage room is separate from the locker area. I'm originally from Japan, which sits right on top of the Ring of Fire. And now I'm living in Southern California, which also sits on top of the Ring of Fire on the opposite side of the Pacific Ocean. I am concerned about earthquakes, but I guess not enough to leave this paradise. But I still like to be prepared, and I've become kind of a prepper. After the magnitude 9 Tohoku earthquake in 2011, there was another big one with magnitude 7 in Kumamoto in 2016. I heard on the news that people who chose not to go to evacuation centers and slept in their cars were forming blood clots. So I changed my car from sedan to SUV so I can sleep in my car with my legs stretched out in case of emergency. Around the same time in 2016, there were earthquake warnings at Salton Sea, although it wasn't a big news for some reason. Salton Sea is at the end of the San Andreas Fault, where it is predicted to be the origin of the next big one in California, which is overdue according to physicists like my favorite Dr. Michio Kaku, whom I actually got to see and meet recently before the big one. I was super happy. Anyways, since then I stocked my car with food, water, and camping gears. Here's my recent purchase. A portable toilet because I heard that's one thing you're gonna have a hard time when the toilet doesn't flush. And also this pop-up shower tent because I want to have privacy when I do my business. I also avoid parking in a structure because I don't want my shelter to be pancaked. But the big one may hit when I happen to park in a structure or next to a big tree or something. If that happens, I'll just laugh and go to the evacuation center. There's a new podcast by NPR called The Big One, Your Survival Guide, which I highly recommend if you are in an earthquake-prone area. It makes you think about different aspects of the big earthquake. I realized I'm underprepared, but then you can't really prepare perfectly for the situation either. But at least for massage, I highly recommend carrying your essentials such as keys, ID, wallet, and cell phone in case of emergency. I am even thinking about carrying some easy clothes that I can put on quickly, such as Uniqlo's tank top with built-in bra, which I love, and pants and closed-toe flats that I carry in my car. Because I would feel very vulnerable wearing just the robe and sandals if I'm lucky enough to be able to evacuate. And this is how you go into the emergency preparedness rabbit hole. Thanks for watching. I'll see you back next week. Make it a great week. Feel free to comment below and please don't forget to subscribe.